Football Club begins in 1880, a time when the city of Manchester was undergoing a significant transformation. It was a time when England's industrial heartland was booming, with factories and mills dominating the landscape. The air was thick with the smoke of progress, and the streets were bustling with workers. Amidst the bustling factories and working-class communities of Gorton, a new football club emerged. This was a community that thrived on hard work and camaraderie, and football quickly became a beloved pastime. St. Mark's, West Gorton as it was originally known, was founded by Anna Connell and two church wardens, William Bestow and Thomas Goodbehere. Their aim was to provide a positive outlet for the local youth, steering them away from the vices that plagued industrial cities. Their vision was simple: to provide a recreational activity for the local community, uniting people through the beautiful game. Football was more than just a sport, it was a way to bring people together, fostering a sense of belonging and pride. The club's early years were marked by a sense of community spirit. Every match was a gathering of neighbors and friends, a celebration of their shared identity and aspirations. They played on a makeshift pitch at St. Mark's Church, a humble beginning that reflected their modest resources but immense passion for the game. Their first recorded match was a 2-0 victory against a church team in November 1880. This early success was a sign of the potential that lay within this fledgling club. In 1887, the club moved to a new ground at Hyde Road. This move was significant, providing a more stable and suitable venue for their growing ambitions. This marked the beginning of a more settled period. The new ground allowed them to host more matches and attract larger crowds, laying the groundwork for future growth. Financial struggles were a constant challenge in those early years. The club relied heavily on the support of the local community, who would often organize fundraising events to keep the club afloat. Despite this, the club's popularity grew steadily. The passion of the fans and the dedication of the players ensured that the club continued to thrive, even in the face of adversity. They adopted the name Ardwick Association Football Club in 1887. This rebranding was an attempt to attract a larger following and establish a stronger identity within the burgeoning football scene. The new name and identity were part of a broader strategy to elevate the club's status and appeal to a wider audience. In 1894, facing financial difficulties, Ardwick AFC was reformed as Manchester City Football Club. This reformation was a pivotal moment, marking the birth of the club as we know it today. This marked a pivotal moment in the club's history, laying the foundation for the iconic institution it would become. The Reformation was a fresh start, a new chapter filled with hope and ambition. The club adopted its now famous sky blue colors in 1894. These colors would come to symbolize the club's identity, a beacon of pride for its supporters. The reasons behind this choice are shrouded in mystery, but the colors quickly became a symbol of identity and pride for the club and its supporters. The sky blue kits were more than just a uniform, they were a statement of unity and aspiration, a reflection of the club's journey from humble beginnings to a promising future. The early 20th century saw Manchester City establish itself as a force in English football. This period was marked by significant achievements and milestones that laid the foundation for the club's future successes. The club's journey through these decades was a testament to their resilience, ambition, and the unwavering support of their fans. The club's first taste of silverware came in 1904 when they lifted the FA Cup. This victory was not just a triumph on the field but also a significant moment in the club's history, symbolizing their potential to compete at the highest levels of English football. This victory, a 1-0 triumph over Bolton Wanderers, was a watershed moment. It was a hard-fought match that showcased the team's determination and skill. The win was celebrated by fans and players alike, marking the beginning of a new era for Manchester City. It announced City's arrival as a major player on the national stage. The victory brought widespread recognition and respect, establishing Manchester City as a formidable force in English football. The club's success was a source of immense pride for its supporters. City's success continued in the years leading up to the First World War. The team consistently performed well, demonstrating their ability to compete with the best. Their performances during this period were a testament to the club's growing strength and ambition. The club finished as First Division runners-up in 1908 and reached another FA Cup final in 1909. These achievements highlighted the team's consistency and competitiveness, further solidifying their reputation in English football. This period also saw the emergence of some of the club's first star players, including Billy Meredith, a skillful winger known as the Welsh Wizard. Meredith's exceptional talent and charisma made him a fan favorite and a key figure in the team's success. The interwar years were a time of mixed fortunes for City. While the club experienced some successes, they also faced significant challenges. The economic difficulties of the time affected many football clubs, and Manchester City was no exception. The club faced financial difficulties and struggled to maintain its early success. Despite these challenges, the spirit of the club and its supporters remained strong. The team continued to fight hard on the pitch, determined to overcome the obstacles they faced. Despite these challenges, City remained a competitive force in English football. The club's resilience during these tough times was commendable, and their determination to succeed never wavered. The support from their loyal fans played a crucial role in keeping the club's spirit alive. They moved to their iconic Main Road Stadium in 1923. This move was a significant milestone for the club, providing them with a new home that could accommodate their growing fan base and ambitions. This provided a fitting home for the club's growing ambitions. Main Road became a fortress for Manchester City, where many memorable matches were played, and the club's history was further enriched. The 1930s saw City reach 2 more FA Cup finals, winning the trophy for a second time in 1934. This period was marked by a resurgence in the club's fortunes, as they once again demonstrated their ability to compete at the highest level. This victory, a 2-1 win over Portsmouth, was a testament to the club's resilience and determination. The triumph was celebrated with great enthusiasm by the fans, who had stood by the club through thick and thin. It also marked the end of an era, as the outbreak of the Second World War brought football to a standstill. The war years were a challenging time for everyone, and football was no exception. However, the legacy of Manchester City's early 20th century achievements continued to inspire future generations. The post-war era began with a renewed sense of optimism for Manchester City. The club rebuilt itself after the disruption of the war years. They were led by a succession of talented managers. One of these was Matt Busby, who would later achieve legendary status across the city at Manchester United. The 1950s saw City reach another FA Cup final in 1955, only to be denied victory by Newcastle United. However, the club's fortunes changed dramatically with the arrival of manager Joe Mercer in 1965. Mercer, along with his assistant Malcolm Allison, built a formidable team. This team played an exciting and attacking brand of football that captured the imagination of the City faithful. The Mercer-Allison era was a golden age for Manchester City. The club won the league championship in 1968. This was followed by FA Cup glory in 1969. These triumphs were achieved with a squad packed with talented players, including Colin Bell, Francis Lee, and Mike Summerbee. They became known as the Holy Trinity for their telepathic understanding and devastating attacking prowess. The 1970s began with Manchester City adding to their trophy haul. The club was riding high on the success of the late 60s, and the momentum carried them into the new decade with a sense of optimism and ambition. The team, led by manager Joe Mercer and his assistant Malcolm Allison, was a force to be reckoned with in both domestic and European competitions. They won the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1970, a remarkable achievement that showcased their growing prowess on the international stage. This victory was a testament to the skill and determination of the players, as well as the strategic acumen of the coaching staff. This made them only the second English team to lift a major European trophy, following in the footsteps of Manchester United. The triumph was celebrated with great fervor by the fans, who saw it as a sign of more successes to come. This victory, a 2-1 win over Polish side Górnik Zabrze, cemented City's status as one of the leading clubs in Europe. The match was a hard-fought battle, with City showing resilience and tactical brilliance to secure the win. However, the years that followed were characterized by inconsistency. Despite the high of the European success, the team struggled to maintain the same level of performance in the domestic league. Injuries, managerial changes, and fluctuating form all contributed to a period of instability. City experienced a period of decline. The once dominant team found itself slipping down the league table, unable to replicate the successes of the early 70s. The fans, who had tasted glory, were left frustrated and disheartened by the team's struggles. They struggled to maintain their place at the top table of English football. The competition was fierce, and City often found themselves outmatched by their rivals. The club's fortunes were a stark contrast to the heady days of their European triumph. There were brief moments of hope, such as the League Cup triumph in 1976. This victory provided a much-needed boost to the club and its supporters, reminding them of the potential that still existed within the team. And a memorable last-day victory over Manchester United in 1974 that prevented their rivals from being relegated. This match is still fondly remembered by City fans as a highlight in an otherwise challenging period. The 1980s and 1990s were a turbulent time for the club. Financial difficulties, managerial changes, and inconsistent performances plagued the team. The club's hierarchy struggled to find stability, and this was reflected in the team's on-field results. City experienced several relegations and promotions. The yo-yoing between divisions was a roller coaster for the fans, who endured the highs of promotion celebrations and the lows of relegation heartbreak. They even dropped down to the third tier of English football for the first time in their history in 1998. This was a particularly dark chapter for the club, as they faced the reality of playing in the lower leagues. Despite these setbacks, the club's loyal supporters never lost faith. The fans remained a constant source of support, their unwavering dedication providing a beacon of hope during the toughest times. They continued to turn out in their thousands, week in and week out, demonstrating the enduring bond between the club and its community. This loyalty and passion from the fans played a crucial role in keeping the spirit of the club alive, even in the face of adversity.